Hello YouTubers, it's Aa12 here, and today I'm going to be doing an update to a tutorial that I made quite a while ago, and as it stands, MW3 is slightly different, so on Tom's Tanims, so we are going to go through on how to do that. Right, to start you need to do the model. Now the model won't take me long, that's why I'm cutting it short, because there's a certain thing that you've got to do with the model to get it to properly load. So, how we start is, well, if you go to Windows, settings and preferences for a good start, or, this is not a good start, there we are, heads up display, view cube. Okay, so, righty, 6, now as you can see sometimes when you start up a gun it's white, so the first thing to do, hypershade, and with MW3, which is great, they only give you one texture. So if you go into here and go into X model where you save the weapon, and then go into images and your weapon, and then as you can see, it kind of makes it go like this, which a lot of people ask. If you right click it, this does work on 8.5 as well, if you right click it, graph network, right click, remove the arrow, and just drag, drop, and hit color. And now your gun will have a color. Okay, so moving on from that, once you've done that, the next thing you would do is drag the bind file onto the weapon. Always bind it. And then if you go to the fourth view, or 4 on your keyboard, and it should all be pink or purple, whatever. And yeah, so now what we're going to do, we're going to export this. So export X model and go into custom weapons, not into custom weapons, into weapons, Aa12, and then model, yes, and then I'm going to save this here. I'm going to name it now. There's a reason I put CP in front of everything. CP is short for the map that I'm creating, which is called Corpse Party. For anyone that wonders what CP stands for, you do not have to prefix everything with CP. That is a personal reference to me. Now I've got a custom tab which automatically selects hypershade. If you want to do that, you slip on edit, select hierarchy, hold Control, Shift and left click, and then it'll pull it in a customs tab like that. Okay, so let that do that. I'm not actually going to port it right this second. I was just getting it ready, because now you've got to do a save scene as, and then go back into your model weapons, AE export, model, and in here, and I'm going to name it the same as I've named it. Now there's a reason I do that, because it has to be saved as an MB to get this to work in Maya. Okay, so when you shut that down, if you load up it again, but load up your hands, which I will include in a download, I do have 2 sets of hands, which are IW and Triarch, where as IW is the one we're covering, which is MW3, which is done by IW. I'm going to use the IW set of hands. Okay, hit 6 and go to File, Import, and then Model Export, and then Weapons, Aa12, X Model, and then the one that we just saved. So we click that, import that in. There you go. And then if you go to Tom BMX and join weapon to rig, if you do not have this plugin, then go to Tom's site. I'm losing my voice, I do apologise. So if you go if you go to, well, that site, which will be, the link will be in the description, and then downloads, and this one right here, which is his Maya plugin, and he has got instructions on how to install it. Okay, so moving on. So once we've done that and got that, we now want to do a camera. So you want to do create cameras, camera, select the camera. If you're on this view, which you won't understand, if you hit the end one, I'm not sure what it's actually, oh, 1 minute, channel box / layer editor, if you hit that twice, it'll bring you here. And you want to change rotate X to 90, rotate C or Z, depending if you're from America or England, to -90, and focal length to 20. And then push OK. So now when you put in an anim, you can see it properly in a camera, which I will show when I load an anim in. And then what you want to do now, you've put all this in and you've got 2 seconds. You put all this in, and what you want to do now is save the scene as. So I've saved it here. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to make a little folder in here, new folder called MB Saves. There's a reason for this, keeps things a lot more organized. Now in here I'm going to put something called base, or Aa12 base. This is where all your anims are going to base off. So I will show you why in a second. So what you do now is put your first anim in. And you import it, and then go back one to where you've put your T anims. And I am going to do just the normal ones, not the grips. So I am going to add the idle in, just normal one, no grip, and import. And there is your imported idle. Yeah, it looks strange on here. I think that's probably MW3 for you. But and if you go into camera one, that is what it would look like in idle without the weird, like, may have things. But that's what it looked like. So now you're on here, it automatically puts it to the time frame, and there's not a lot you need to do other than go to joints, tag view, tag ADS, tag torso, and tag weapon JGUN. Now to do this is quite annoying, but to do an anim you need to select first torso down to cam bone. That's it for thingy, and then select hierarchy, which is edit select hierarchy, but I have a little button here that does it, so I'm going to do that. And it also makes sure you have tag camera in as well, because they idle as camera, so just reload and it looks silly without a camera. Okay, so then you would go to Call of Duty anim export, and you would go from 0, oops, okay. Oh my god, I can't do it today. 0 to 1, like that, and then new, and this is where you add the anim name in. So okay, and that's your saved slot. So now you save selection, get save selection, export selected, and cancel. This is another thing that you need to do, which I almost forgot to do. Save scene as, and then go to where your model's saved, and go to MB saves. Ooh, there. Now where I said Aa12 base, you now want to put Aa12 idle, like that. Save it, and then save selection, get save selection, because now it'll save it as the idle, and then you load the base again and it's just ready for you to put an anim in. It makes life a lot easier and quicker. Now once you've done the idle, you're not quite done with the idle yet. The thing with the idle is you need to do an animated model as well. So you want to go to X model and then go to 2 and open up this weapons Aa12, and then I'm just going to put it here. Actually, no, I'm going to put it in model to be thingy. So we've got Aa12, so I'm going to put Aa12 animated model. Save that, and then for the animated model, all you need to do is all you need to do is this and this, and then that's that done, plus a mesh. Doesn't matter what mesh, just a mesh. And then save selection, get save selection, export selected en, yes. It now builds. Okay, so now the great thing about Tom is since he's released MW3, he has also changed the way Lemon exports MW3 anims and COD anims to export the ADS looking right. And I only noticed this the other day. So, because I have direct export, so I don't usually need to do this, but I said I'd do a tutorial, so I'm doing a tutorial. Okay, so now I want to go back into Tanims, and I want to go down and find ADS app. Hit import. Oh, okay, maybe it doesn't. And there's me trying and hoping it would, but it doesn't. Okay, so if yours does this, some guns, for some unknown apparent reason, do work, and some don't. You need to do a new thing, and this is the new thing. But before I do any new thing, I'm doing something else as well, because I do not want to mess this up first time over. So bear with me a second. I will find what I am looking for. Mapping stuff. Oh, what's wrong? Wrong one. Okay, and now I'm looking for where's reload? Where's ADS up? That's ACR. ADS up. Right click. I haven't got the file. Bollocks. Open with. Oh, this is going to be painful. WordPad. So it's just tag ADS. Okay. Well, no, basically, where I've got direct dynamic export, I'm taking note of what it needs to do just to. So for the ADSs, you need to do the same thing that we just done for the idle. So for both ADS up and down. So you do anim export, which is 0 to 12. So we just add 12 in there, and then we do I'm gonna go over that one because I can. ADS up, and then save, and then it's just tag ADS. Save selection, get save selection, export selected, and save it. Always remember to save it. And the reason you do this, because if something does go wrong or the gun doesn't quite work the way you want it to, you can go back and go to the correct file. So we've just done that, which worked. So now we're going to do the animated model for it. The animated model is basically exactly the same what we've just done. but it's slightly different for the ADS. You do is go to model and just do that and ADS. Now, in some cases you might not have to do this. If it lines up perfectly when you load it up, then you've got a good one. You don't have to do this, but obviously mine didn't line up, which you saw. So once you've done that and you've got you're doing the animated model only, you select everything and then select hierarchy and then one mesh and then shit. You don't do that though, bollocks. Okay, might need to rechange that like that. So let me just tag ADS and save that and export that again. Okay, so that's your ADS done. So now you go and leave this and then save and go back into your base. And you do the same for down. So like so, and then you will file, import, Tanims, and ADS down, and that's it going down. So you go back to the same thing that we were just doing, and it's 0 to 13 this time. My favourite number, not. And then you want to change down to down, and then save, and just tag ADS, save selection, get save selection, export selected. Always remember to fucking save it, which I keep forgetting to do. Whoops. Folder. Weapons. Aa12 Mw3. Down. Leave. And then. Okay, so that's down. And then. X model. I'm doing it quick now because I'm doing exactly the same thing I've just done for down. So exactly the same thing I've just done for up, more like it. Okay, so shit, and a mesh. Don't forget the mesh or you will get an error. Okay, and what I tend to do now is to make sure you've got it all working and right. I tend to test it in game, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to test it in game. So I'm going to get it all set up and stuff. So first you want to open up an asset manager. And a weapon settings, and then open up another asset manager and do the model quickly. Now the great thing about doing the model, it only takes one texture, and I forget the texture name, which is never a good thing, but I think I actually can get that from Hypershade, which is there. That's the glove, so that's the one. File, rename, Control C, and do that, paste. Okay, and then model file. I'm doing this quickly because I don't want to waste too much time porting a model, so gee, bless me. I've got a cold at the moment, so we want to go for that one. No, we don't, because we're going into images. God, it's not my day today. Really is not my day. Okay. So you want to open that up, and well, I'm going to leave out the spec in that at the moment, but I will add them in on the final one. Convert current asset only. Bollocks. Save as. Source data. Aa12. So yeah, I'm trying to do this as quick as possible, the model bit anyway. Just never mind all the errors. They do work. It's anything custom you add, it gives you an error. Okay, as long as you get those two little green, bluey things at the end, you're good. Alright, and then go to X model, new entry, and then what you name the model, which I named mine. Like that, and then make sure you change type to animated and pick up your actual model. So like this one, and then push that and apply, and it goes through the 50,000 errors. And as long as you got all that come up there, you're good. And then just to double check that it all looks good in game, you go into asset viewer, and there's quite a few people that have said to me, which I'm quite shocked about, because I didn't know, people didn't know it, that it actually does have a search bar. So many people have said to me, it has a search bar. I'm like, yeah, and the search bar is here. You don't see it because they didn't really distinguish it, but they have got, it has got a search bar, and you just type in. There you go, and you click on that, and there and behold is your weapon. Yay! Right. Okay, so with all that out the way, I've done that, but I'm leaving that open because I need to do the anims as well. So the anims that we have just done are yep, and then you change the idle to relative, use bones off and looping yes, and then select your idle, and then get your animated model that you made for the idle, which is here and here, and in your model and your Aa12 animated, click that, push piece of convert, current asset only, give it 50 seconds to load, there we go, and then I'm going to copy the entry and obviously make sure you change this from to absolute and uncheck this, and then go to up, or when I say uncheck I mean uncheck looping, and then piece of convert, oh actually no, wait a minute, you want to do up animated model as well, And then PC convert, current asset only. Give it 50 seconds to load again. There we go. And then copy the entry again and change it to down. Like that. And then take the down animated model. PC convert, current asset only. Like that. There we go. Done. Then you would go to your other asset manager you have open, find something that best fits the Aa12, which I'm not actually sure what that weapon is. So I'm going to just do the K7 because I can, and then 12. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go down, 12, AA12. I'm gonna leave the clips and all that, the size, the damage, all that's the same. And then I'm gonna just change. And then go down to here. And this is not what I do all the time, but for testing, literally for testing's sake, this is what I do. Because I always test the ADS and all that. If you don't do that, it screws up. And you quickly build it. And I've just realised what I've done. I forgot to push copy entry. Bollocks. Oh well. I can go back and change that. It's not a big deal. And then PC convert, current asset only. Like A12 and then and then mods and paste that in there. So now you've added that in, you'll just go and of course add that into your mods. It's totally the wrong map, you know, of course. And then like that, and make sure it's selected. How's that at the top? And then obviously add in your I should have done all this before I started doing the tutorial, but hey. Oh, that's it. That's all I need to take, innit? Oops, pi images. And then okay, and I'm going to build it. And I'm going to pause it until it comes back, until it's finished building. So once it's built, you then load your map. Please tell me this is not in full screen. It might be, it is. Wait there. Wait for it to load. Should have just... So let me just sort of change the options. Okay, so right. Okay, so once you've done that, you then load up your game. Okay, so then you will give yourself, what do I name it? Aa12. Yeah, and sometimes you get stupid little things like this happen. Yeah, quite cool though. But yeah, so basically this is well, this is why I always test before I carry on, otherwise you get issues like that. So what I'm going to do now is go back into Maya and close out of this and open up the idle again, because it's obviously the idle that's causing it. So open up idle. Okay, so the idle isn't our friend at the moment. So actually, you might need to add tag ADS into that. Thinking of it, actually, I forgot. It's not a CUD 5. Oh, it's not a Treyarch weapon, is it? Okay. Okay, so obviously it doesn't like the get saved selection malarkey. So you've got to do silly things like this and don't mess things up like I just did there. So what else, providing I don't do it yet, that should now work. Just double checking. Okay, right. Once you've built it though, the great thing about it is all you've got to do is go back and just do the Tanims and then rebuild, which works miracles. Because if you get the Tanims working, it's basically exactly the same as idle that we did for idle, just with the rest of them. Like, you don't have to do an animated model. The animated model for the idle does all the rest of the animations, bar the ADSs, which have their own animated models. But I have found out that MW3 is very different for some unknown apparent reason. Very different. Yeah, MW3 is very different to COD. No, yeah, MW3 is very different to Treyarch based weapons, because it's just COD for you. Oh my god, hurry up, thank you. Right. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll restart it back up and see if that fixes it. Okay, so There you go. See, you missed out the ADS. Always put the ADS in. Okay, so let's do K, which gives me, and that's your ADS, perfectly working ADS. Obviously the other items aren't quite done yet, but like I will go through quickly. I will go through setting up the sounds for the reloads, because a lot of people have problems with sounds, so I will go through that now. So we're going to start off with doing the reloads. So we're going to save that, and we're going to start off doing the reload. So let's go back to the base. And this is where you can add your own. This is only reason why I actually like this plugin. Only reason I like this plugin. Despise where it come from, but absolutely the only reason I like this plugin. Okay, so file, import, and then go down to corpse party. I'm losing my voice again. Weapons, and then Aa12, and then Tanims, and then you find reload. Okay, like that. Now, reload, if you go into the camera now, you actually see it, what it looked like in game. That is what it looked like in game. Okay, so this is now what we're going to do. So what we're going to do, we are going to, as it actually has note tracks. Oh wow, it tells you where they are. The thing is, unfortunately, this one does not export notes, but it gives you notes, which is good. So that's 15. So what we're going to do is go to XNM export, and then we're going to do obviously 0 to, what's it go up to? 67. So you put 67 in, or try 67, and then this is where we add a note. So we add a note at 15 because there is one. So 15. Oh no, a minute. We actually have to go to 15. 2 seconds. Wait a minute. So go to 15, and then add note and name it. I'm going to name it. Like that, and confirm it. It will then add a note in on there, and if you go to, interesting, I don't know what that is. That one's for then, but yeah. So the mag in, I'm gonna do 15 because I can. So 51 even. So that is mag in. So in like that, and then obviously now we're gonna export the anim. So I'm going to go to date modified again. There we are, and then go to idle and just take off idle and put reload and save. I'm not doing all the animations on this tutorial because it'll go on to like something stupid like in an hour and a half. All you really need to know is how to do the ADS and how you do the idle, and then the rest of them, well, you want to see how I do this one. How I do this one, the reload one now, is how you do every single one after it. So we've just done that. So basically what we did with reload, idle, is this: bang, bang, save section, get save selection, export selected. Make sure you save it. Make sure you save your MB files. That's probably the only thing you need to remember to do, because I keep forgetting to do it. But there is your MB saves. So we're going to just go over idle, I think, and then go to reload, and then save, save selection, yep, and save, Okay, I'm going to pause this a second. And I think I may have just done this, but I'm doing it again. So make sure from ADS to cam bonus selected. Make sure select hierarchy is selected. Save scene, select scene, export selected EN, and then yes. And then once that's done, and you've added in your sound, what I'm going to do is very quickly show you how to add in a sound. And also works exactly the same for the reload, except the reload's got a chamber which you have to add in as well. So once you've done all that and you've exported, I'm going to minimize this. And this is I found the MW3 sounds. So you want to go into your anim thing. You want to copy idle. I'm just copying idle because I can, and then reload. Take off looping, but leave relative, and then just change the looping to the reload, and that's it. Starting from now, what we've just done for the reload, is what you do for every single other animation. It's only ADS up, ADS down that are different. You've got to do an animate model for. You do not have to do an animate model for every single one from reload onwards. The way I do it, idle, ADS up, ADS down, reload, and I start going down from there. From when you've done idle, you just copy exactly what idle does, and it also uses the same animated model as idle. All of them do. The only thing that changes is the sprint loop. Obviously it stays relative, just make sure you select looping when you do the sprint loop, and that's it. Anyway, moving on, doing the sounds now. So we're going to open up this again. We're also going to add in the reload that we've missed. So let's add that in there. So like that. Okay, and then what you do, the fire, this is how I do it. Try do it NPC, and so does OW. I do it a different way. If you want to copy the way I do it, fine be it. If you want to do it exactly the same way with player and NPC, then knock yourselves out. But this is the way I do it. So I'm going to name Aa12 fire first, and the reason I do first and second is because first and third. Obviously, third is third person, and first is your feet when you can hear it. That's how I do it, and that's just always how I've done it. And I'm not going to stop now. Okay, so this is the bit that changes. Obviously, what you've just added in was the calls in Maya when we just did that. So we're going to obviously going to add in alpha lead Aa12 mag in. Oh, sorry. Mag out, yeah, and then I'm going to copy that. Shit. Control C, not Control V. Space, and then Control V. Make sure there's a space so it doesn't work, and then do mag in, and do exactly the same. Copy it, and then space, Control V, and then once you've done that, that's all good. Now you are going to take, that's your weapon file done, so you save that. Did I not do it then? I'm sure I did. Oh yeah, I didn't build it, my bad. Okay, make sure you actually build your anim. Could be a good start. Like that. See, there we go. And let's not be special now. Okay, and now if I build it, it should build. There we go. See, so it's built the Aa12. Now it's just to set up the sound at. Oh my god, my voice. So what we want is to change what we've just done here. I'm going to change the name. If I actually select it. Oh. done it in totally the wrong folder. Oh, it's not my day today. There we go. So right click, rename Aa12 fire. Okay, and then the rest of them I'm going to keep. So the chamber, obviously, when I do the reload empty is when the chamber happens. Also on the first raise, I think the chamber happens too. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy these, and I'm going to put them in raw mods, corpse party, sound, weapons, and a new folder, and Aa12, and I'm going to plonk them in there like that. And then what I'm going to do from here, I am going to make the sound Alice. Now to do the sound Alice, I'm going to go back to Activision, raw sound Alice's, if I can find it. Sound Alice's. Then I'm going to go to Corpse Pie, which is my own custom one, but for you, I will make a sound Alice because I'm actually going to release this one. But so I'm going to copy the K7 because it's the best one, I think, anyway. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do a couple of spaces, paste, and then I'm going to change K7 to Aa12 and W3 tut. I'll just name it that so I know why I've ported it into my map. And then Aa12 fire, and then weapons you want to change, obviously you want to put it in a weapons directory, and then K7, which I'm going to change to Aa12 because that's its directory. And then what you named it. So I named mine Aa12 fire. So I want to do the same for this one because there is a second one, which is Aa12 fire, which is the third one. Aa12 and then Aa12. Okay, now I'm not going to touch the pap shots at the moment, but now this is where we do the reloads. So what you named your reload in Maya is what you're going to put here. So I did mine Alphin lead Aa12 mag out like that, and then for the clip in I did Aa12 mag in, and lead Aa12 mag in like that. And then obviously for here you need to change K7 to Aa12 because that's its folder, and then Aa12 because that's its folder, and then change what the name of the sounds are. These need to be exact. So that's the clip in, which is actually this one, which I want to do first. So I want to change that K7 to this, which is what I've named the mag out folder to be. Then I want to change this, which is the clip in, to the second one. So let's go back to it. I know it's confusing because I'm using Notepad. I usually use Notepad++. I just haven't got around to downloading it yet. And then that's mag in. So you want to sort of follow that. So I'm going to do that. That's mag in. Or clip in and clip out. So that is the weapon. That is the fire, and that is everything done. So I'm going to save that. And now when I port or which I've built and I've added the reload in, you won't hear it on the reload empty, but you'll hear it on the reload, which is what I'm going to test now. So I'm going to set. Oh yeah, also when you do things like this, like corpse party sound weapons Aa12, go back into this and make sure the sound is exactly the same in raw, or otherwise it does not work. So you want to go to sound, weapons, and then paste the folder Aa12 in here because it references the sounds in here. Okay, so with all that done and out the way, we now are going to test it. So you load up your mods, and then you go and select your sound that you've just created, which should be at the top actually. There we are, Aa12. Okay, and then also, so you don't have to compile each time, there is a setting that you can do, which I've got to remember how to do it now, which I think is probably further down. Yeah, here we go. So what I've just done is edited corpse party sound LS, and that is what you add in for your own custom sound LS. So it'd be sound, gun name, or if you're doing multiple sound Black Ops weapons, or sound all weapons, and then all MP. If it doesn't work with MP, try SP. So once that's all done, you will then build your mod, and you should, I'm hoping for the first time in ever, it's going to be nice and work first time. The word work first time, no it won't. Stop. Thank you. Because I didn't add the sound for the weapon file in. Well, I'm in raw folder already, that's a good start. Right. You need to always make sure when you do edits that you add the folder back into your thing before you build, or it won't show. So let's just add and replace that. There we go. And then sort of click on sort of build mod. And then when I give myself the weapon and reload, you will see, and I've realised that this gun is actually a shotgun, which I really should have edited some of that stuff to make it a single shot in that, but obviously I didn't know what the weapon was. I've never used the Aa12, but here you go. So I'm gonna do this, and then obviously it's up to you to change the weapon to your likings and stuff like that. So I will let you lot all do that and do your own weapon files and etc. so forth. So self-advertisement, if you're doing an MW2 weapon, I do have on undeadmodding.com, I have released all the MW2 weapon files, official ones. So go along there, register, and download that, and you'll have official weapon files that you can reference. You can't use them directly, but you can reference the damages and the ammo count and etc. so forth. Anyway, moving on. So give Aa12. Okay, so this is the gun. Okay. Okay, that's the fire sound. And now if I reload, okay, let me sort of go out of the way of zombies. There you go, here we do. Right. That's the fire sound. This is the reload. There you go. And that's how you properly do fire and reload sounds from Tom's tool. And from Tom's Tanims and the Maya 2012 plugin. I hope you've enjoyed. Like I said beforehand, from idle, from every other animations bar the way I did the ADS, everything else remains the same. So what you just saw me do in reload, just repeat the process on every other animation bar ADS, and your gun will be fine. And of course, reload empty and first raise, do the sound tracks like I've done there, and you're away. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Aa12 Mw3. Please rate, comment and subscribe.